Why listen to non-Jewish music? Excuse me? Non-Jewish music? What's the source for that? Oh, it's made by a non-Jew, so it's not Jewish? Excuse me? Did you know it's actually better sometimes to listen to a non-Jewish composer than a Jewish composer? Yes. Welcome to my 11th podcast where we navigate music. Music, yes. It's a very, very important subject that it's so much confusion. So much confusion. Why? Because it's a neutral thing. It's a very gray area. So, obviously, halachically, if it's for men, we're not allowed to listen to a female's voice. I'm not talking, and just saying in general, vaguely, according to everyone, vaguely, and also if it's in unclean words, cursing, that's also halachically not a problem. But what about if it doesn't have those things? So if it doesn't have those things, it's okay? What's this non-Jewish composer business and non-Jewish sounding? What's the idea? Where does it come from? So this is technically a part 2 of our last podcast. Check it out over here. It's a 10th podcast where we spoke about social media and in general neutral tools. So music is a huge one, deserves its own podcast, and yeah, especially because there's seemingly a confusion. People are saying things that, where's the source for it from? Well, I have a source, and you can check out the whole source in the description. I'm just going to paraphrase in my own words, and so here we go. So apparently there was a yichidus, someone had yichidus with the Rebbe, and asking him about Napoleon's March specifically. What's up with that? Seemingly it's from a non-Jewish place. So the Rebbe responds, and gives an example. It's like, imagine an airplane. It flies to Eretz Yisrael. There are three people going 3 different intentions. One person is going to Mekayim Sekadeshim in Eretz Yisrael. Another person is going as a tourist to eat falafel and chips, kosher falafel and chips. Another person is doing something improper in Israel, unfortunately, whatever it could be. And they're all using the plane. The plane is neutral. Each one is using it for their thing. It sounds familiar, right? Kedusha, Klipas Naiga, and Shosh Klipas Atmeis. But the plane itself is Klipas Naiga. So likewise, music. The Rebbe said it's a neutral. Music is a neutral thing, and we can have different intentions. Now, like I said, it depends on your intention. You can't use Shosh Klipas Atmeis. So that we already said that you can't elevate, but something that is neutral. So if a non-Jew makes music that's neutral, it's fine. You can, if you're using it as a tool to bring you closer to Hashem, that's better. So that's why I said you can have a non-Jewish composer listening to his music. If it inspires you to do mitzvahs, come closer to Hashem, that is better than if a Jew making composes a song and it doesn't bring you to close. At the least, saying it nicely, if it doesn't bring you to closer to Hashem or worse, right? So what's this? We gotta get our principles straight. What's non-Jewish, right? What does that mean? Let's put this at a different angle. It all depends, and this is where you have to, as a maturity, you can have someone helping you, a mashpia, a coach, of what are you being true to yourself? Is this actually helping you? That's something. Who can judge you on that? I mean, again, like I said in a different podcast, why are we judging people? I'm saying, okay, if you have a mashpia helping you, that's a different story. But everybody, I mean, on the other hand, we're also biased to our own to what we are biased to what we want. But who can say what is actually helping you? It's either you and your mashpia, no one else. And there are many examples. There's even someone says they heard once the Rebbe listening to, tetris, the tetris song. I don't know what it was originally called, but they used it for tetris. And apparently the Rebbe was listening to it when someone passed by the Rebbe's office. Someone in the Rebbe's family was playing it for the Rebbe because it was during World War II, going through a hard time. Anyways, the point is that Rebbe listened to it. Okay, he's the Rebbe. A lot of Hasidim used it. It wasn't even thought twice about. It doesn't matter who came from. There are many, you can look in the description, there are many sources for this, in all different types of angles, but I want to just bring out the more of the punchline and the point and some chidushim about this. And also in one of my podcasts, I mentioned about Shlomo Carlebach. So even with Shlomo Carlebach, which we do find that the Rebbe was like, oh, it was a whole controversy. Like, yeah, there's a big controversy about him. Like, do we listen to his songs? And it's actually interesting. One of the things I've heard is that the Rebbe didn't even want to answer it directly. Are we allowed to listen to it? The Rebbe said there are other songs we can listen to. Okay, fine. And even then, when he asked twice, the Rebbe responded again, like, there are other songs. Why are you looking to listen to him? It's a very, very interesting answer. But the point is, you have, yes, when the Rebbe said that we shouldn't listen to Shlomo Carlebach songs, you can see that you didn't say the reason. Apparently, Rabbi Hatikvah said that the wildische shtus that he has, because, and that could be the Rebbe's words, but the point is that you see the pattern that we find places where Shlomo Carlebach songs are not okay, and then we find places where actually it is okay. What's the proof? There's so many songs that we do in the davening that are his, and it's totally acceptable. The Rebbe soll sein gesund, the Rebbe is gesund, and Sheibanu Beis Hamikdash, whatever. There's many things that are very, very accepted. Am Yisrael Chai, very, very accepted. The reason why these things are accepted because they don't associate his movement, which is Rebbe was not. Rebbe didn't. It was not a way the Rebbe wanted to be Mikar people. So, and to associate with his movement, when you sing that song of his, you're not. Some people don't even know that it comes from him. And when people hear that, it's not. They're more connected to Hashem. It's not something that's associated with his movement, with his way of being Mikar people, specifically with mixed genders, right? The people don't associate with that. When they hear some of his songs, like Am Yisrael Chai, they're hearing Am Yisrael Chai, and it's helping them. So likewise, all other people. If that's also another very famous example, Hatikvah, the Rebbe was very against. What's the deal with that? So originally it was made from Chassidim, but unfortunately, it's been associated so much with the tune of it was made by Chassidim, and Zionists put words to it, so it's associated with secularism, and we don't want to. And when you sing that, that's the vibe. So, we're not for that. We're not for secularism. We love Jews, but we're not for secular. I mean, we don't want to say that secularism is okay. And I think you get the point. Another big example is the magen dovid. The magen dovid was a Jewish symbol for over 2,000 years, and only when it was used for secularism again, the Rebbe's opinion was, no, we're not using this. To the point, and this is actually very, very powerful. We can apply this to many other concepts, that it's so much what it is affiliated with, and that is the problem. When it comes to Klipas Naiga, that's what it matters. What is it symbolizing? And the Rebbe and if it symbolizes something bad, the Rebbe was, oh, for it, get out of here. Apparently the Rebbe told in camp, they had the magen dovid on the door, and the Rebbe said, take it off. And apparently the Rebbe didn't even want to enter there until they took it off. Okay, so there's actually even bigger controversy of like, you're referring to mamash tumah things and like, whatever, I don't know, we should go there. Of people, whatever. I won't go there. There's big, crazy stuff about it. Maybe a different podcast. But so we see that it's all about what it's affiliated with. There's even a story of the Baal Shem Tov, apparently, that there was a song that all Yidden were singing, and the Baal Shem Tov first didn't like it, and then he liked it. He explained that why he originally didn't like it was because there was a Ruach HaTumah on it. But then when this Yidden sang it together, they actually elevated it. It's very interesting. So it also tells you that it's not the song itself, it's something that comes on it, and even that thing that comes on it, that spirit that comes on it, that can go away depending how you use it. It's all about, and I believe that's a subjective thing. And maybe Maras Ayin, if a lot of people consider it previos and a lot of people don't, but if something that's, if for you it helps you connect closer to Hashem, then let it be, So think twice, before you tell someone off. Again, that's going into another general subject of, how rebuking someone should only be a friend, rebuke a very, very close friend who actually cares about you and all of that. But even just to think, how of a low of someone when he's listening to non-Jewish music and stuff like that, or whatever he's associated with. All right, that was very exciting. Hope so. Summary and takeaway. What's the summary and takeaway? Non-Jewish music. This is what we call non-Jewish music. It means music is a neutral energy, klipas naiga. So therefore, it matters what it is affiliated with. What is it symbolizing? If it's symbolizing, if it's expressing, if it's making you feel closer to Hashem, then it's okay. And unless it's like the very few exceptions where it's like, because it's completely accepted as a non-kosher thing, like Hatikvah or stuff like that. If it's very, very clear, then no, then it's, I guess it's a problem. But for 99% of these neutral energies, if it helps you close to Hashem, it's okay. If it's not, then it's not okay. And that expresses itself if you have a Jewish singer that is singing, but it's bringing people to do previos, doing averos, then it's not kosher. But if you have a non-Jew who's singing a song and it's helping you bring it close to Hashem, then that could be better. So it doesn't matter how religious the person is, it matters about the content of the song. It matters where does the energy bringing you to. And also we mentioned about Shlomo Carlebach, depends how it's bringing you close to Hashem, and likewise all singers. Chaim Bracha, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, at least one of them. And yeah, let's bring Moshiach now. It says when Moshiach comes, Oz Yimalei Yichidus Pinu. This is a side point that we're talking about music. So I think it's the Rebbe said this, that Oz is the gematria of 8, Aleph Zayin, and it's like, so to say, like we're in the 7th generation, but like the 8th generation being Mashiach, right? The 8th is always associated with Mashiach, and now we're in the footsteps of Mashiach. So now we're very much into music, I guess, and that's why that's part of the expansion, the lack of a better word, the not a previos, but like paratsta of music. It's getting very popular now. It's very big, and yeah, we need to elevate it to kedusha. We need to use it to greet Moshiach. Chaim Mashiach now.